Hi there. Welcome to Trail Marco. Thanks for stopping in. Today we're off to the Okaloacoochee Slough. There's an awesome trail there called Mustang Loop. It's actually one of the first trails I rode when I first started to go off-roading. And it has quite a bit of water on it. Some places can be upwards of 3 or 4 feet, depending on the time of year. In winter time, it can be a bit drier. I anticipate we'll find some water today, which is always a good time. Though that does take a little toll on the Jeep. So if you do run your Jeep through water, you have to do proper maintenance. But the plan today is to find this particular location, make sure and mark it on Gaia Maps, and I want to set up for lunch today. I brought the grill, some kebabs, and we're going to meet some friends and hang out there for a little bit. So stay tuned. Trail Marco. On this trip, we met up with my good friend Todd, who has explored these woods for many years. Todd is extremely knowledgeable with off-roading, recovery, and all-around great person to explore these trails with. Okaloacoochee Slough State Forest, also known as the Okaloacoochee Slough, is located within Hendry County and a small section actually in Collier County. According to the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services website, the area was heavily logged in the early 1900s. The timber was used for making railroad cross ties for the growing railroad system that was developing in southern Florida. During this time, sawmills began to spring up, producing small towns that were dependent on them. One of these early towns, Sears, stood on the northern border of the forest. After a fire destroyed the sawmill, the town of Sears went into decline and eventually disappeared. During the same period, the Atlantic Land Improvement Company, Alico Inc., continued harvesting operations by using 2 portable sawmills, which were referred to as the Twin Mills. Although the sawmills no longer exist, remnants of sawdust piles can be found near Twin Mills grade. As I'm sure you know, weather in Florida can be quite humid, especially in the summer months. However, this video was captured in February, which has some of the most beautiful weather of the season. This unique natural system provides a large roaming area of contiguous habitat for a variety of wildlife species. The forest is home to listed, threatened, and endangered species, including the Florida panther, Florida black bear, sandhill crane, wood stork, and gopher tortoise. As is common on Trail Marco rides, we were on a mission to find the perfect lunch spot and setup. My rig is equipped with the necessary cooking utensils, including my favorite portable grill, fridge, and custom-made cabinetry with cutting board. Today we are having jalapeno pepper, onion, and beef kebabs that have been marinated in Jimmy P's steak seasoning from Naples, Florida. Even though I removed the seeds, we still managed to come across a few eye-watering hot ones. For dessert, my wife Mila prepared a traditional Czech layered honey cake. Oh my, that was good.
Medovik or Malenka is a popular and delicious treat common in Czech Republic, with layers of honey and cream decorated with crushed walnuts. It's incredibly moist, absolutely delicious and tends to be the first sweet choice Czech people order with their coffee.
Since getting the grill, I've been on the hunt to locate and mark the perfect lunch spots for future rides. I'm pleased to report I have an official Trail Marco lunch spot on Mustang Loop. After lunch, we cleaned up the location, being careful not to leave any trace, and set out further down the trail. After lunch, the landscape changed from dry to wet pretty quickly. The water level was approximately 2 feet deep and likely deeper in some areas. For this water crossing, I was sure to keep up a slightly faster pace than I prefer, being careful not to splash water on the engine. As my good friend Todd pointed out, it's key to create a wave of water just in front of the bumper, which will decrease the water level just below the engine. This is easier said than done. The Okaloacoochee Slough consists of over 32,000 acres of pristine slough that is oriented north-south through the forest. The natural systems of the Okaloacoochee Strand and Big Cypress Preserve are dependent on the water supplied by the Okaloacoochee Slough. The Okaloacoochee Slough is one of few places in South Florida, north of the Everglades or Big Cypress National Preserve, where the pre-Columbian landscape can still be observed. It was slightly windy due to a cold front that moved in, but later warmed up to be a perfect day. One of the great things about off-roading is that we can go rain or shine. Eventually, the trail came to a pristine Cypress Marshall, which is one of my favorite locations to just sit and enjoy the serenity. As you look at the dark colorations at the base of the cypress trees, it gives you an idea of how deep this area is in summer months. For perspective, this is likely 3 feet deep or more in rainy season and too deep for our Jeeps. That wraps up this episode of Trail Marco, and thank you so much for stopping by. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the Trail Marco channel and stay up to date with future rides. I'm Ryan. Where's your next adventure?